let's start with your chapter number 9, that is Fugitive Economic Offenders Act. Now, before starting with the chapter, you must be wondering that what do you mean by fugitive economic offenders? What is the meaning of fugitive economic offenders? What do you mean by this? Like, this word is something different, and this looks something new. And of course, this is a new law. This is a recent law, came in 2018, enforced recently 2018-19 May. So there is a very new law. Modi government brought this law, Fugitive Economic Offenders Act, and this came in 2018. Now, why this law came, and who are known as fugitive economic offenders? You already know this. You know, Hindi mein we call them bhagoda. What do we say bhagoda in Kannada? Or bhagoda means someone who runs away, after being caught. After being caught, we call them bhagoda in Hindi. And what do we call bhagoda in Kannada? Do let me know. Okay, in the chat box. So this fugitive economic offenders means simply bhagoda. Fugitive economic offenders. Economic offenders means someone who has done economic offense. Means, let's say he has taken a loan, he has defaulted in repaying the loan, so he has done economic offense. Now, after he is caught, and after he is doubtful that he will get caught and he will be asked by Indian court and Indian government to repay the money, so he left India and flew away, settled somewhere else in order to escape the liability in India. That is known as fugitive economic offenders. You know, the first person who was declared fugitive economic offender in India is none other than your idol person, Vijay Mallya. So, yes. Bhagoda Vijay Mallya. Very nice, Rishika. I like this. The first person who was declared fugitive economic offender is Vijay Mallya. Simple term में fugitive economic offender. A person who does crime in India, mostly relating to financial crime. Financial crime means economic crime, like Vijay Mallya took 5,000 crore loan from bank, 10,000 crore loan from bank, defaulted in the repayment, ate all money of bank, did financial default, did this economic offense, and after the bank started searching for Vijay Mallya, oh, give our money back, give our money back, give our money back. What Vijay Mallya did, he left India, he flew to this London and settled there, must enjoying his life so that he don't have to repay the money. And here Indian government is calling him, आओ तो इंडिया बताएंगे तुमको अच्छे से. When he'll come to India, first he'll go to jail. Yes. So don't you think this is a kind of a loss of economy, loss of country? He took loan, he defaulted in the loan. That is bank's money. From where does bank take money? Bank take public deposit, so that is public money. And ultimately, when bank has to face such a NPAs, such a loss, such a big loss, like this Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, Lalit Modi, Vijay Mallya, all these are very famous names, very famous bhagodes, you can say, of the India, right? Very famous bhagode of the India. They take loans, they default in the payment more than crores of rupees. They do default in crores of rupees. It's ultimately loss of the bank, which is repaid by to whom? When bank face financial difficulty, it is helped by RBI government. So government, let's say, will help bank, and from where does government get money? From the public like us. So it's the public money which is, it is public also which is affected by this. One point. Secondly, if anyone doing fraud in India, doing economic offense in India, defaulted in paying thousands of crore, more than 40,000 crore, more than 40,000 crores of rupees have been defaulted by the fugitive economic offenders. Fugitive economic offenders means who have left India just to escape from this repaying the money. Are you understanding? Yes. And don't you think by this they are just playing with the Indian law? They are taking Indian law very lightly. Ki, what is Indian law? We will default and then we will leave India. We will settle somewhere else. What is this? Are you taking Indian law very lightly? And earlier, ठीक है, इंडिया में there is a provision कि if you will do money laundering, you will be punishable under Money Laundering Act. If you will do offense relating to FEMA, ED will catch you. There is this law, there is that law under which you will be punishable. But that law is applicable only in the territory of India. What if you leave India? Then what we can do? We can do nothing. If you leave India, you go Australia, you go Singapore, we cannot do anything. कुछ नहीं कबाड़ सकता हमारे इंडियन गवर्नमेंट उनका. We cannot do anything if they leave India, because all these laws in India are made, these are applicable only within the territory of India, and even Indian courts have jurisdiction only in India. They have no say outside India. So ma'am, before 2018 there was no law at all to bring back those people who have done fraud in India, does economic fraud in India, financial fraud in India, left India, and they are living their life happily, हमारा पैसा खा के भगोड़े. Yes, so what we can do here? We can do nothing. Before 2018 there was no law to regulate those people, bhagode. So simply you can write one word here. What do you mean by fugitive economic offenders? Fugitive economic offenders means simply भगोड़े. अच्छा, sorry, you don't understand Hindi ना. भगोड़े. और what do we call भगोड़े in Kannada? बताओ ना, my dear. What do we call भगोड़े in Kannada? The one who runs away from after being caught. After being caught, what do we call him in Kannada? Yes, ओडी होगा अवनु. अच्छा, ओडी होगा अवनु. 3 words. ओडी होगा अवनु. 3 words. Okay. And Hindi we say them bhagoda. So you know what is this law? This law is nothing, very easy, very interesting, simple law. Two things are the major point of this law. One, this law is made, to provide provisions for bringing those person to in India. At least we can try to bring those people who have done fraud in India, left India. We can try to bring them back to India, punish them according to Indian law as per the money laundering law. And point number 2, they have taken thousands of crores of rupees from Indian banks and they have defaulted in that and they have left India. Whatever property they have, we will confiscate all their property to recover the money. So let's say Vijay Mallya has defaulted in thousands of crore, 10,000 crore. 10,000 crore. Now, in order to recover that 10,000 crore from Vijay Mallya, what we will do under this law? This law gives power to government. This law gives power to special court to what? To order confiscation of their properties. Means special court, proper special courts are designed under this act, and those special courts can order this ED to confiscate all the properties of Vijay Mallya. Confiscate all the properties of Vijay Mallya, whatever land, building, cash, account balance, whatever property he has, or whatever property he owns, whatever property he has, whether in India, outside India, confiscate as much as you can his property to recover the money which he has defaulted, So that is this law, Fugitive Economic Offenders Law. Why this law is made? This law is made to bring back fugitive economic offenders from outside India to in India, and to provide provisions for confiscation of their properties to recover the money which they have defaulted. Are we clear with this? Fugitive economic offender in Hindi. This is very, I'm telling you, I'm just not just saying, after reading this law, ना आपका मन खुश हो जाएगा. मतलब you'll get very happy कि मजा आ गया पढ़ के इसको ऐसा. Like you'll get very happy, very easy. And before that, ना, I want to show you the yes, news in ET, Economic Times. Till now, how many people are declared fugitive economic offenders? Like recent law, my dear, recent law. 2018 mein this law came. Modi government brought this law. I told you, Modi government brought this law, fugitive economic offenders, to actually provide provisions for people who have done crime in India, financial crime in India, and left India. Because earlier there was no law at all. See, in India there are many laws to provide punishment if you do crime, but that is applicable only within the territory of India. If you leave India, then any law cannot do anything. Are you understanding? But this is the first law that is brought to specifically punish and confiscate the properties of those offenders who are fugitive. Fugitive means who have left India, who have run away from India just to escape from the punishment and all. Are we clear with this? And till now, 2018 to 2019, 20, for only 5 years, has been passed since this law came, and already 10 peoples are declared fugitive economic offender. 10 people, matlab till now 10 people, and you know, this 10 people who are declared fugitive economic offenders, together they have defaulted in approx 40,000 crores. 40,000 crores. Can you imagine? Yes. So just I want to give you some basic knowledge, and then we'll start with the chapter. Okay. So this knowledge is very important so that you'll never forget the concept of fugitive economic offenders. 10 minutes more. Give me 10 minutes more. I'll give you basic knowledge about fugitive economic offenders, and then we'll start with the textbook. Okay. So 10 people, just read this news along with me. 10 people declared fugitive economic offenders since 2018. Government is saying this, and this is the news in Economic Times. Okay. You can read this dabba wala part, box wala. Fugitive Economic Offenders Act was enacted by Narendra Modi government in 2018 to crack down on those who have charged with high value economic fraud, financial fraud, money laundering and all, and absconded from the country to evade the law. They left the country, they left India, settled somewhere else to escape from Indian law. What they are taking Indian law as a chana murra, as a halwa puri? What is this? What is this behavior, Pooja? And the first person who was declared fugitive economic offender, that is Bhagoda, is this person, this person. Muh band kar lo uncle, machhar ghus jayega. This person, विजय माल्या, दिस इज द फर्स्ट पर्सन टू बी डिक्लेयर्ड फ्यूजिटिव. पहला भगोड़ा, और इसको देख देख के बहुत सारे भगोड़े बन गए हैं, एंड आई डोंट नो मेनी मोर भगोड़ेस टू कम, but at least in this law we are trying to reduce this, to bring back bhagode and to confiscate their property so that at least we can recover the money which they have defaulted. Yes, he is the OG. ऋषिका आज फुल मूड में एकदम. ऋषिका हाँ सुपर सुपर एकदम एक्साइटेड. Yes, he is the OG. Very nice. Okay. Now read this news along with me. 10 people, you know, वैसे तो 10 people are declared by court economic offenders, but ED has filed application for total 19 people to be declared as economic offender. Means ED, you know na, ED, don't say who is ED, you will get one nice slap. We have studied FEMA, all the law, money laundering and all. Yes. So my dear students, what I wanted to say is, ED has filed application for 9 more people with the special court to declare them also as a fugitive economic offender, but that application is pending. Matlab many more you can say fugitive economic offenders to come, but you know, the more fugitive economic offenders grow, means they are defaulting in money in India, they are taking that money outside India. It is the loss of Indian economy. Indian banks will shut down, and if Indian banks will shut down, then Indian economy will fall. Indian economy will fall to next extent. So this law is a very important law, you know, which helps in recovering Indian money from those people who have done default in India and moved to any other country to save themselves. So you can see here 10 people including liquor baron Vijay Mallya, सबसे फेमस. Yes, कुछ बच्चे बोलते हैं ये हमारा आइडल है. हमें विजय माल्या के जैसा बनना है. Jokingly. Okay, सही में बनना होगा तो नहीं पता. 10 people including liquor baron Vijay Mallya and diamond merchant Nirav Modi, Lalit Modi also have been declared as a fugitive economic offenders since 2018. Rajya Sabha was informed on Tuesday. Next paragraph, read the second paragraph. Fugitive Economic Offenders Act was enacted by Narendra Modi government to crack down those who was charged with high value economic fraud and abscond from the country to evade the law. This I have already told you. Now read third paragraph. Ministry of State for Finance Pankaj Chaudhary in written reply said that ED has filed FOA application. FOA means Fugitive Economic Offenders Act against 19 people till now. Application has been filed against 19 people till now. Out of them, 10 people are Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Jayanti Lal, Chetan Jayanti Lal, yes, Nitin Jayanti Lal, Dipti Chetan Jayanti Lal, Hitesh Kumar, yes, Narendra Bhai Patel, Junaid Iqbal, Hajra Iqbal, Ashif Iqbal, Ram Chandran Vishwanathan, all these are declared economic offenders by court. Now come to the next point. The amount of fraud involved in all these cases, matlab, only the amount of fraud if we'll see of those people who have done financial fraud in India and left India, how much amount they have defaulted in India. You can see here the amount of the fraud involved in this case are 40,000 of crore. Hi Allah, 40,000 crore. As on the date, assets amounting to 15,000 has already been confiscated under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. This is related to Money Laundering Act, huh? FOA, Fugitive Economic Offenders related to Money Laundering Act. And restituted to public sector banks, he said. My dear, please understand one thing. All this Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, whose money they have defaulted? They have defaulted banks' money, na? They have defaulted SBI, public sector banks' money. So what is the main motive behind this law? The main motive behind his law is confiscate कर लो इनकी सारी properties, confiscate their properties and recover money from their properties what they have defaulted, confiscate every property that belongs to them. So till now under this law, 5 years has been passed, approx total default of 40,000 are made by people who have left India. Approx 40,000 crore default is made, and out of that, till now in 5 years, our this under this act, special court has confiscated 15,000 crore already. 15,000 up to 15,000 crore rupees has been confiscated from the properties of those from the properties of Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, all these people who have defaulted. In the in this law, matlab who have left India. So it's at least appreciable, though not up to the mark. We should have confiscated like more than at least 60-70%. Are you understanding? So this is not up to the mark, but try is always better. I feel ki not I feel personally, many people feel ki when they are doing default in India, leaving India, which means they are taking Indian law very lightly. Government should be very aggressive in this case, because the whole economy will go down. If banks are going down, they are defaulting banks money, bank will go down, the whole economy will go down. So government should be very aggressive in this, कि जो भी है recover कर लो. Government should aggressively recover money from their property whatever and should aggressively try to bring them back to India. Though this is still, you can say not applied up to the mark, but the try is good that we have at least confiscated 15,000 crore rupees till now. Practical knowledge is also important. Okay, so ministers added that asset amounting to 873 crore has also been confiscated. Assets of also 873 crore has been confiscated, and 4 economic offenders has been deported or extradited to India. This is also one of the good news. Out of all the 10 defaulters, ED has successfully brought 4 bhagodes back to India. And when you come back to India, either you have to accept your fault, you will be punishable, and if you don't accept your fault now, then if you're caught now by ED and you are brought back to India, you will again, criminal prosecution will start against you under Money Laundering Act. So this is the point. Are we clear with this? So that was it. That was all about the basic knowledge which I wanted to give you regarding fugitive economic offenders. So I hope you have got understanding at least of what is fugitive economic offender. Bhagode, simply bhagode, who have done financial fraud in India and left India to escape Indian law and to escape Indian liability. Okay, so fugitive economic offenders law, and what introduction I gave you now, that is written in this first 2 paragraph, not important from examination point of view. Okay, so this dabba is also not important from examination point of view, but just have a read. In this box, the purpose of bringing this act is written. Why have we made this law? So Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2018 provides for measures to deter fugitive economic offenders. Who is fugitive economic offender? Example, Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi. Okay, you can write here fugitive economic offenders. Who is fugitive economic offenders? You can write here example, Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi. You can write here, okay? So, fugitive economic offenders provides for the measures to deter the fugitive economic offenders from evading the process of law in India by staying outside the jurisdiction of India to preserve the sanctity of the rule in India. To preserve the law in India, we have made this law so that those people who have done financial fraud in India and left India, they should be brought back to India and they should be given punishment. That's it. This you don't have to study. This you don't have to study, just the basic you can cut it. So first page mein you have to study nothing. This is also not important from examination point of view. You can just have a read over it. That's it. This you can cut and this you can cut. Next, the definition is important. The definition of fugitive economic offender. This can come in your examination for 1 mark, 2 mark. इसके साथ one more question they can give. Are we clear with this? Definition of fugitive economic offender. I have told you what Vijay Mallya has done. What Vijay Mallya has done. He has done default. Not only default, rather I can say financial default. He has done financial default in India. He has done financial default in India and he left India, or he was already outside India and he is not coming back to India. Not coming back to India. Then we will call him fugitive economic offender. Please note one thing. If you have done financial fraud in India, please notice, my dear, if you have done financial fraud in India, you have done financial fraud in India, and either you leave India to escape from Indian law, or you was already outside India, you are not coming back to India to escape the law, then you are fugitive economic offender. But tell me, if the amount of default is 1 crore, 2 crore, if let's say Vijay Mallya went to London, we are calling London government, hey London, Vijay Mallya has done the default, please send him back to India. He will ask, oh, what is the amount? We will say 2 crore. He will say, 2 crore only. Usse zyada to expense will incur in sending him to India. Are you understanding? So the small amount of the economic offense, for small amount they will not be called as economic offenders. This law is to deal with badi machli. Badi machli means those who have done bada default. If you have done a small amount of default, there will be no need to go outside India and settle outside India. When you are next level, matlab Ravan, direct Ravan, you have done a big offense of more than 100 crore, then only in that case we will call you economic offender, which means that even if you have left outside India but the amount of the default is less than 100 crore, then you will not be called as a fugitive economic offender. If you have left in India, and in India you have done default of more than 100 crore rupees, then only you will be called as economic offender. So there is a monetary limit given here. If you have done chota mota default, we will not call you economic offender and you will not be covered under provision of this law, because this law under this law a lot of expenses are even incurred in contacting the foreign government, bringing that person to in India, recovering, confiscating their properties. Are you understanding? So we'll not entertain the small amounts. This law is made for bigger picture. Look from the bigger picture. This law is made to actually confiscate money from those people who have affected Indian economy. 2 crore mein nothing will happen. Are you understanding? So when you look from the bigger country point of view, so giving attention to all the small offense will ultimately have a negative impact, because in that case we will not be able to give importance to the important offenses or the offenses having the large amount. So this law is made only for those offenses where the amount of the default is more than 100 crore. If the amount of the default is less than 100 crore, then this law will not be applicable. This law will not come into the picture. That is why now only 10 people are included till now in fugitive economic offender. Please understand, if no monetary limit is there, even if you do default of 1 crore rupees and you leave India, then if you will be covered under fugitive economic offender. Till now lakhs of people would be declared fugitive economic offender. But this is not the case. There is a monetary limit. If the default amount is more than 100 crore, if it touches the limit 100 crore, then only it will be covered under this law. So this law is made for important and major offenses, जिसकी वजह से Indian economy actual में हिल गई. because of which Indian government got a shock. Indian banks got a shock. Yeah, huh? लप्पू बन गए banks because of all this fraud. That is why ना विजय माल्या का नाम बच्चे बच्चे के मुंह में होता है. Are you understanding? So that is the point. So this is the definition of Vijay Malia. Sorry, not Vijay Malia. This is the definition of fugitive economic offender. FIO. I will call him FIO. चलेगा क्या? If I'll call him FIO, you will understand क्या? FIO, fugitive economic offender. FIO, fugitive economic offender, aka Vijay Malia. क्योंकि whenever you think about Bhagoda, na, the first name that come into your head is Vijay Malia. He must be very proud of himself, na? Okay. FIO, aka Vijay Malia. Okay. So what is the definition of fugitive economic offender? He is an individual. Individual means natural person, which means a company cannot be a fugitive economic offender. Only natural person like you and me can become fugitive economic offender. How can a company leave India? Natural person will walk and go outside India, na? Fugitive economic offender can only be a natural person like you and me, like individual. Okay. So an individual against whom a warrant for arrest, Hay Allah, has been relating to scheduled offense. मतलब हर offense के लिए you cannot come under FIO. Only if you do offense under scheduled offense. Scheduled offense means the list of offense is given in the schedule. Only if you do offense under those list of offense and arrest warrant is issued against you, like for Vijay Malia, arrest warrant is issued, na, that is why he left India, na, because if he'll come to India, he will be arrested. So against whom arrest warrant is issued and has been issued by the court in India. Arrest warrant is issued by the court in India, and who, number one, has left India to avoid criminal prosecution. He has left India just to avoid criminal prosecution, so that criminal case cannot start against him in India, or he was already outside India, but he is refusing to come back to India to avoid criminal prosecution. See here, second point, or being abroad, he refused to come back to India to face criminal prosecution, is a fugitive economic offender. Are we clear with this? Where is the limit of 100 crore? It is coming in the next page. Are we clear with this? Please read this definition properly. Definition of fugitive economic offender. He is an individual against whom arrest warrant is issued under scheduled offense from the court in India, and who has either left India or who's not coming back to India to avoid the criminal prosecution. That's it. You can by heart this definition, very small and sweet definition. Okay. Come to the next page. What are the scheduled offense? Scheduled offense means those offense which are specified in the schedule, of this act, if the total value is 1 crore or more, if total value of default is more than equal to 100 crore, if the default amount is at least 100 crore or more, are we clear with this? So which are the schedule offense? Now you have to by heart this, if possible, right? Certain offenses covered under Indian Penal Code, section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act, 53B of RBI Act, section 9 of Excise Act, 135 of Custom Act, section 3 of Benami Act. Benami, remember kya? Section 3, Benami. Yes, Benami. 7, 10, 13 of Corruption Act, 12, 24 of SEBI Act, 32 of LLP Act, 34 and 35 of FCRA Act. Most of the act we have already studied in this subject. FCRA. Yes, FCRA. SEBI Act you have studied in securities law. Benami we have studied. Custom excise we have studied in tax. Yes. Negotiable instrument was there in old syllabus. Many section of Companies Act. Yes, even deposit sections, fraud sections. 51, section 51 of Black Money Act, section 69 of IBC Code, section 132 of Central GST. Oh my god, a list of act is given. If you're not able to remember the section, it's fine. At least to try to remember 3 to 4 acts which come under scheduled offense. Try to remember 3 to 4. If you can't remember all, just at least you can remember the name of the acts, that which act come under scheduled offense under Companies Act, LLP Act, RBI Act, Money Laundering Act, Benami Act. Are we clear with this? Negotiable Instrument Act, Indian Penal Code, Excise, Custom, etc., and all the offense under this act are not scheduled offense. Only the offense under prescribed sections, like offense under section 9 of Central Excise Tax Central Excise Act will come under this law. Only offense under section 3 of Benami will come under this law. Are we clear with this? Like if you do offense under any law, for 100 crore or more and you leave India, you will not be called as fugitive economic offender. You will be called as fugitive economic offender only if you do fraud under any of this act, any of this law, and the amount is 100 crore or more, and arrest warrant is issued against you, and you have left India or not coming back to India. Are you understanding? All these conditions should be fulfilled. Then only you will be called as bhagoda. Then only you will be called as fugitive economic offender. Whenever I'll say bhagoda, just understand that I'm saying fugitive economic offender. Are we clear with this? Call fugitive economic offender, bhagoda, one and the same thing. One and the same thing. Why others are not attending the session? Any idea? Any idea why others are not attending the session? Yes. Any idea? Any idea? Don't know. Don't know. Okay. Okay. No worries. No worries. But this chapter was important. This chapter was important. If your friends will leave this chapter, you can ask them to watch the backup because this chapter is important. Huh? Matlab, it's not good to leave this chapter. Question can come. Question can come plus easy. So if any of your friends have not attended or is planning to skip this chapter, do tell them to at least watch the backup and to cover this chapter, not to leave this chapter, because I feel this is important and this is a good chapter. So those who have not attended, they're your friends, you're talking to them, so you can ask them to attend the or watch the backup. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay, so coming back to the topic, let's say if you, when you can be declared as a fugitive economic offender. So I'll just tell you. Number one, you have done offense which is given in the list. मतलब दुनिया का कोई भी offense if you will do, it's not like you will be covered under fugitive economic offender. No, if you do offense under any of this section, then only you will be covered under fugitive economic offender. Please understand, a list of offenses given, a list of offenses given, and if you do offense under any of this law, any of this section given in the list, then only you will be covered under fugitive economic offender, because economic means financial fraud. If you do normal fraud, like you do murder of someone and you went outside India, you will not be fugitive economic offender. We are not talking about murder here. We are talking about economic offense. Economic offense matlab paise, money offense, financial offense, where you have defaulted in the repayment of money, and mostly it includes if you have taken public money, you have taken bank money, and you have defaulted in the payment of that. You have taken government money, public money, banks money, you have defaulted in the repayment of money, then that offense, for that offense you can be declared as fugitive economic offender. Are you understanding? Like if you do murder and you go outside India, for that you cannot be called as fugitive economic offender. Are you understanding? That is why a list of financial frauds is given, a list of financial fraud is given, list of section is given, that and most of this section talks about economic frauds only. All the sections, the list of sections given here talks about economic fraud only, financial fraud, where a person does financial fraud. Are you understanding? So if a person does fraud under any, does offense under any of this section, like under Indian Penal Code or under, let me clear this mess thoda sa. Yes. For example, let's say under Indian Penal Code or under Section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act, 58B of RBI Act, Section 9 of Central Excise, 135 of Custom Act, Section 3 of Benami, yes, Section 30 of LLP, this section of Companies Act, Section 34 of FCRA Act. So if you do offense under any of this act, plus, if you do offense under any of the act given in the list, plus the amount is 100 crore or more, plus arrest warrant is issued against you. Arrest warrant is issued against you under that offense, for that offense, arrest warrant. Plus, you have either left India or you are not coming back to India. If all these conditions are satisfied, then only you will be considered as fugitive economic offender. Are we clear with this? If you do offense under any of this list, and because of that offense, arrest warrant is issued against you for doing the scheduled offense, where the amount is 100 crore or more, and in order to escape from that, you have either left India or not coming back to India, in that case you will be called as fugitive economic offender. I tried to explain it with all my heart and from very bottom, try to make it very easy. I really hope you have understood this, the definition of fugitive economic offender. Okay, so with this we are done with the definition of fugitive economic offender. You can see here this, वैसे तो ना by mistake this has come to the second page, it should be covered in one page only. You can read this is the, till now we were doing the definition of fugitive economic offenders. Are we clear with this? Now, process of declaring fugitive economic offender. If we want to declare Vijay Mallya as fugitive economic offender, just like I told you, Vijay Mallya was the first person to be declared bhagoda. Declared matlab officially declared, officially giving a tag of bhagoda, officially declaring that person, this person is fugitive economic offender, this person is PO, this person is bhagoda. So what is the process of declaring a person PO? What is the process of declaring a person as a fugitive economic offender? The process is thoda sa lengthy but pretty easy. See, basically what happens now, basically what happens, I'll tell you basically what happens. There is a department called ED. I told you na, ED takes care of all this financial fraud and all money laundering. Who takes care of the execution of money laundering act, this law, fugitive economic offender? ED only. ED is very khatarnak. I told you, ED is very khatarnak. People as a thar kaapte hai if they get a call from ED. So, sorry. ED. ED is the one who is responsible for implementation of or execution of money laundering act. Okay, so you can say ED ka director or the one who's responsible for the money laundering. ED ka director or any other officer authorized by ED. Sorry, authorized by the director of ED. The director or any other officer authorized by director. If they believe that, yeah, this person Vijay Mallya is a fugitive economic offender, he has done the scheduled offense, arrest warrant is issued against him, the offense amount is 10,000 crore, more than 100 crore, and he have left India. So if any person has a doubt that, yeah, this person is a ED, Vijay Mallya is a ED, can they directly declare him as a ED? No, they will apply to special court. Special court means special court. I have told you for different acts, in order to do the speedy trial or speedy disposal of the cases, we make special courts for different law. As you all know, for implementation or for you can say for discussing the disputes under different law, special courts are made under different law and under various law. Like for most of the law we make special courts. Okay, so various special courts are made under this law to deal with the cases relating to FIO. Okay, to deal with the cases relating to FIO, special courts are made. And only special court have power to declare any person as FIO. Only special courts have power to declare any person as a fugitive economic offender as a FIO. Not anyone can declare. So if ED is of the doubt, if ED, the director of ED or the officer of the ED is of the doubt that any person is a fugitive economic offender, or he has done offense relating to money laundering, or he has proceeds of crime. Remember, proceeds of crime, money laundering may be studied, proceeds of crime, whatever money is relating to the money laundering. Okay, so if he has proceeds of crime, In that particular case, that director or other officer can make an application to special court and ask special court, this Vijay Mallya na is according to me he is a FIO, please declare him FIO. And then special court will do the inquiry and all, and this long procedure is there what special court will do. And after being satisfied that yeah, Vijay Mallya is a FIO, then special court will give an order declaring Vijay Mallya to be the fugitive economic offender, that is FIO. तो इसका प्रोसेस थोड़ा खींच तान के लंबा कर दिया है, लेंदी प्रोसीजर, इसी को खींच के लॉन्ग प्रोसीजर इज गिवन, बट एक्चुअल में इट इज वेरी इजी. Actual made is very easy. Procedural part, समझने वाला part mostly we have done, understanding part mostly we have done. Now few procedural parts are there. Okay, so first, director will make an application to special court. In that application, what they will write? They will write reason why according to us this person is a FIO. They will give details of the properties that they have in India for confiscation, because if we are declaring any person as a FIO, we should know what are their properties also, na, then only we'll confiscate it. Because you know the major point of making this law is two things. What is the remedy that we want by bringing this law? By bringing this law we want two things. Number one, to bring them back to India, खींच के India लाएंगे वापस. And number two, to confiscate their properties. यही दो main उद्देश्य है. These two are the main purpose behind making this law. Are we clear with this? And you know, bringing back to India is not easy. So you can see that Vijay Mallya was the first person to be declared as FIO. Still we cannot bring him back to India. We cannot bring him back. And you know, there's no hope that we'll be able to bring back Vijay Mallya to India, no matter how strong you make this law FIO Act. Yes, so still we are not able to bring him back to India. So that is a very hard thing. Out of 10 people, we have brought only 4 people back to India. So that is a very hard thing. But what we can focus on, we can at least focus on recovering our money. So under this FIO Act now, the main point of government now, what government is trying to do by this law, government is trying to recover that money which FIO has defaulted by confiscating his property. So you know, the major heart of this law is confiscation law, which provides for the confiscation of their properties. So don't you think if ED ka director is making an application to special court, that special court, please declare Vijay Mallya as a FIO, then don't you think we have to tell we have to also tell to special court what are the Vijay Mallya's properties in India and outside India, how much property he have in India and how much property he have outside India, details of all the properties that he have in India and outside India, so that court can confiscate that property. Are you understanding? Yes, all these things we have to give. And after that long procedure is given, and then after that special court will do the hearing and all, and at last if special court is satisfied that yeah, he is FIO, then special court will declare Vijay Mallya to be the FIO. FIO means fugitive economic offender. So what is the process of declaring a person as a fugitive economic offender? We'll just go through it. Very easy procedure. Chota sa khich ke they have made it bada. Otherwise it's very small. Okay, coming back to the topic, coming back to the book, page number 224. Page number 224. Okay, come here. Read the first line, this line. First point, procedure for declaring fugitive economic offender. Okay, read very carefully along with me. It's very easy. You will be able to understand. Where means if. Where means if. Where means if. If the director appointed under Prevention of Money Laundering Act, basically ED you can say, or any other officer not below the rank of deputy director authorized by director. If director cannot himself apply, he can authorize any deputy director below him to file an application. So either the director or any other officer not below the rank of deputy director who is authorized by the director. These two people, either director or any other officer authorized by him, has reason to believe that on the basis of the material in his possession, that individual is a fugitive economic offender. They have some evidence, they have some material in his hand, means ED has some evidence, ED has some proof on the basis of which ED is believing, the director is believing. Here director means ED ka director, money laundering ke andar jo director we make, that director. And if here director is of the belief that any person is a fugitive economic offender, then they may file an application in such form and manner in the special court that such individual may be declared fugitive economic offender. In that case, that director can make an application to special court, that special court, please declare this person fugitive economic offender. Okay, next, the application that director will file to special court, that application should contain certain details like a reason why he believed that he is a fugitive economic offender. First, they have to give a reason that why we are saying that yeah, Vijay Mallya is a FIO. Are you understanding? Second, we have to give all the information available about the whereabouts of the fugitive economic offender. Fugitive means he is not in India. He has gone outside India. So they have to give the details also if they have any idea about the whereabout of the FIO. Means where that person is hiding. That person is hiding in China, Sri Lanka, Japan, America, Australia, where he is hiding, where that person is hiding. Are we clear with this? Next, a list of properties or the value of such properties which are believed to be the proceeds of crime. Proceeds of crime means the properties which are the part of this crime, properties with respect to which the crime is done, property which he acquired by doing the crime. Example, black money, money laundering mein he did crime, and the black money or the black money converted into white money, that is proceeds of crime. Proceeds of crime. Okay, so list of properties which is believed to be a proceeds of crime, including such property outside India. No matter whether that property is in India, outside India, we will try to confiscate that for which the confiscation is sought. Next, list of properties or benami owned by that person, owned by the individual in India or outside India. Mean first वाले में लिखा है which are the proceeds of crime. Second वाले में लिखा है even which are not the proceeds of crime but which are owned by him. That also we can confiscate. Meaning, I will give you an example. I will give you a small example. Let's say Vijay Mallya earlier he was doing legal business. By legal business, he purchased his home. Okay, and then he started doing illegal business and he started taking loans from bank and he started defaulting in the repayment of the loan. Okay, now and let's say he started money laundering. He started doing that for doing money laundering. Now through money laundering he purchased a property, a land. Through money laundering he purchased his office building. Let's take an example, or let's take an example through money laundering. By money laundering he got 5,000 crore cash. 5,000 crore cash. Okay, so this 5,000 crore cash which is relating to money laundering, this is proceeds of crime. Okay, because this money he got from crime. Proceeds of crime means that money relating to crime, the money which he got from crime. Proper proceeds of crime definition we have studied in the Money Laundering Act. Okay, so now this 5,000 crore he got as a black money and is converting it into white money. So this 5,000 crore is a proceeds of crime. Government can confiscate this also. And let's say he purchased his house from the legal money, from the white money. That money was not proceeds of crime. That was not proceeds of crime. That was legal money which he earned way before, and he purchased his house legally. That house legally belonged to him. That also we can confiscate. Yes, that also we can confiscate because he has done fraud ultimately. So whatever property he own, and we get to know, government get to know about that property, whatever property he own, that also we can confiscate. Are we clear with this? So ED or director, while filing an application to the special court, they also have to give the details of all the assets or properties which are proceeds of crime, or all the properties which belong to that person, no matter whether it is in India or outside India. we will confiscate it and we will recover our money. So we have to give the details of all the properties also. Okay, so all the list of all the properties which are the proceeds of crime, also list of all the properties owned by the individual, whether in India or outside India. List of all these properties will be given along with the application, and then list of person who may be interested. Like if let's say there is a property which is a proceeds of crime which is relating to money laundering, and let's say that property belong to two people, Vijay Mallya and his brother, let's say Mr. X, Vijay Mallya and his brother Mr. X, it belongs to two people. So we have to give if details of any other person who has got interest in that property which is liable for confiscation, those property which we are about to confiscate. Now let's say that is property A which belongs to Vijay Mallya. Along with this, it also belongs to Vijay Mallya's brother who is innocent. Then we have to give the details of Vijay Mallya brother who also has an interest on the property which is liable for confiscation. Are we clear with this? List of person who have the interest in the property listed. All this thing we have to mention in the application. So till now what we studied, that if any person, if director or any other authorized officer has a reason to believe that Mr. A is a fugitive economic offender, they can make an application to special court to declare that person as a fugitive economic offender. And the application shall contain many details like reason why he is a fugitive economic offender, details about his whereabouts, where that person is hiding, details about the property that is proceeds of crime, details about the property that he owns in both the points, whether in India or outside India, and list of the person who are interested in such property which is liable for confiscation. These things we have to mention. After that, what is proceeds of crime? Any property which results from a criminal activity, any property, any money which results from criminal activity, crime, or relating to scheduled offense. Okay, so in this particular chapter, what is proceeds of crime? Proceeds of crime means any money or any property that is coming from the criminal activity of the scheduled offense. Scheduled offense means from any of the offense mentioned in the schedule, mentioned in the list. That's it. Point number 3. Where an application is duly filed, special court shall issue the notice to the individual who is alleged to be fugitive economic offender. Very easy to understand. Let's say application is filed by director to special court that declare Vijay Mallya to be FIO, declare Vijay Mallya as Bhagoda, declare Vijay Mallya as Bhagoda. So as soon as special court will receive that application, special court will forward that application to Vijay Mallya, that Vijay Mallya, application is filed by director against you to declare you as a fugitive economic offender, to declare you as a Bhagoda. Do you have to say anything? Do you want to argue anything? Or do you accept this charge? Are we clear with this? So whenever a case is filed against a person, special court issues notice to that particular person to get a reply from that person. Okay, so in the third point, special court will issue notice to that particular individual. Point number 4, notice shall also be issued to any other person who has an interest in the property. Please understand, let's say any property belonging to Vijay Mallya that is liable to be confiscated. If any other person, let's say brother of Vijay Mallya, also has an interest in that property, then we will serve notice. Special court will give notice to that individual also who have interest in the property which is liable to be confiscated. So I'm just summing up till now what we studied in the procedure. Director will file an application to special court. Please declare this person as a FIO. And then special court, what special court will do? Special court will forward that application to the Vijay Mallya, the person concerned, and also to any other person who's interested in the property which is liable to be confiscated. Are we clear with this? That's it. Fifth point. The notice shall require, the notice of the special court shall require individual to appear not less than 6 weeks from the date of the notice. Meaning, through the notice, special court will ask that person to appear before the court, to present themselves before the court, and minimum 6 weeks time should be given to them to present themselves. Special court cannot give less than 6 months time. Special court has to give minimum 6 months time for them to appear before the special court, and the special court will ask them to appear before the special court. Are we clear with this? Come here, point number 5. Please read. A notice of special court shall require the individual to appear at the specified place, specified time, not less than 6 weeks. Not less than 6 weeks means minimum 6 weeks time should be given to them to appear before the court from the date of the issue of such notice, and such the state that the failure to appear shall result in declaring the individual as a fugitive economic offender and confiscation of the property. Along with that notice, we also have to give them a warning that you have to appear on this date at this time. If you don't appear before the court, in that case you will be declared as fugitive economic offender and your property will be liable to confiscation. Are we clear with this? So here read, a notice may we have to write two things. Notice may we have to write two things, that number one, you have to present yourself, you have to appear not less than 6 weeks, minimum 6 weeks time we have to give, and we will ask them, we will say them that if you fails to appear, if you don't appear before the special court, in that case you will be declared as FIO and your property will be liable for confiscation. And lastly, notice will also be forwarded to all the statutory authority if the central government is asking for effecting service to contracting state. Contracting state means foreign state where proceeds of crimes are there or where the person is hiding. Contracting state means foreign state where the person is hiding. So contracting state means a country or a place outside India. That's it. A country or a place outside India, that is a contracting state. So my dear, the special court will forward the notice to the contracting state also. Courts of contracting state means courts of other countries also, to ask them to recover any money or confiscate any property. So notice forwarded to such authority. Notice shall be also forwarded to such authority for effecting service in contracting state, and the authority shall take efforts to serve the notice within the period of 2 months. What does this mean? I have already explained half. Here it is means that Indian court will give a notice to the foreign state, to the court of the foreign state. Yes, will forward the notice to them, and after getting notice, they have to take efforts and they have to reply to the notice. They have to take all the evidence and reply to the notice within the period of 2 weeks. I'll just repeat once again what's happening here. First of all, the ED director or any other person will file an application to the special court to declare any person as a fugitive economic offender. Along with the application, we have to give the reason, details about the whereabout, properties, that is proceeds of crime, property that is belonging to him, any other person who's interested in the property, all these things. And after that, court will give a notice to Vijay Mallya and also to any other person who is interested in the property. And after that, court will ask that person to appear. Court will ask that person to appear by giving a notice. By giving a notice, court will ask that person to appear before the court at a specific date on a specific time, and time should be given, minimum 6 week time should be given to appear. And if we should mention in the notice that if they don't appear, then we will declare them as a FIO and we will confiscate their property. And notice shall also be forwarded to such authority as the central government may specify. Special court will also forward the notice to any other contracting state, means foreign state, and that okay, it is in 2 steps. Sorry, really sorry once again. It is in 2 steps. First, our Indian special court will forward the notice to authority, and that authority will forward the notice to contracting country. Contracting country means foreign country. Just let's take Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya is in UK, okay? Vijay Mallya is in UK. So what we'll do, Indian court will give a notice. Indian special court will give a notice to statutory authority, whosoever is mentioned by central government. So Indian court will forward the notice to statutory authority, and statutory authority will forward that notice to outside country. Outside country means UK government. UK government will ask them to bring back, to send Vijay Mallya back to India. So here notice shall be forwarded to such authority as the central government may specify, means court will forward that notice to authority for effecting service in contracting state. Means why court will forward that notice to authority? Court will forward that notice to authority so that authority can further forward that notice to contracting state. Contracting state means, see the book, see the dabba, see this box. Contracting state means a country or place outside India with whom our Indian government has done the agreement. So contracting state means country outside India. Are we clear with this? So special court will give the notice to authority, any statutory authority, and that statutory authority will forward the notice to contracting state, means foreign country, and the authority shall take efforts to serve the notice within 2 weeks. I'm really sorry. This means that if after the special court will forward the notice to authority, authority should further forward the notice to outside country, contracting state, within 2 weeks. So the time limit for forwarding that notice is 2 weeks. And after that, notice shall also be served to the person alleged. The person who is alleged to be a fugitive economic offender, we have to forward the notice to them also. How we can forward a notice to them? Electronically, to their email ID which they have submitted while applying for PAN, or to the email ID which they have submitted while applying for Aadhaar, or any other email ID or any other electronic account which they are operating, which is accessed by them over internet recently. Any other electronic account, either electronic mail ID which they provided for PAN number, or mail ID which they provided for Aadhaar number, or any other electronic account which belong to them and which they are operating as per which is accessed by them over internet. So in any of these three email ID or locations, we can send a notice to the fugitive economic offender who is Vijay Mallya. Now, where the individual to whom the notice is issued, if the notice is issued to Vijay Mallya, his duty is to appear before the court in the prescribed time, and the court will do the proceeding then. So after Vijay Mallya is being given notice, he has to come back to India, he has to appear at the place and time prescribed by the special court. Where the individual fails to appear but enter by counsel, then the special courts may give a 1 week of time to reply. Here one point is given that if the fugitive economic offender does not come himself, does not appear himself, he sends some lawyer or some counsel on behalf of him. If he is not appearing by himself, he is sending some counsel or some lawyer on behalf of him. In that case, special court will give 1 week time to reply, 1 week time to Vijay Mallya to reply. And third, if an individual does not appear at all, either by himself nor through the counsel, he did not come himself, nor did he send anyone else on behalf of him. In that case, the special court is satisfied that the serve of notice has been effected on such party, or the notice could have been served in spite of the best efforts, because certain individual has evaded service of notice, after recorded reason in writing, proceed to hear the application. Here one point is given that after, if that person fails to appear before the special court, and the special court is satisfied that yeah, notice is given to that person, still that person did not come, in that case he will proceed to hear the application, means he will start hearing the application and he will start deciding the case. Okay, and here one point is given that we were trying to serve the notice, but the notice could have been served, but it was not served just because he has ended all the communication, because of the default of Vijay Mallya, we could not serve him the notice. In that case also, we will start to hear the application. So this is the process of declaring any person as a fugitive economic offender. I'll just quickly revise the whole process of declaring any person as a fugitive economic offender. First, the director or any other person will make an application to special court if they have a reason to believe any person is a fugitive economic offender. In the application, they will write all the following details. After that, special court will forward that notice to individual against whom the application is filed, all the person who's interested in the property, and it will also be forwarded to any authority so that they can forward it to the contracting state, and then authority has to forward it to contracting state within 2 weeks. And in the notice, special court will write that such fugitive economic offender has to appear before special court on this date at this time, which should not be less than 6 weeks. Are we clear with this? And we also have to write in the notice that if you fails to appear, we will declare you FIO and your property will be liable for confiscation. Are we clear with this? How we will send the notice to that fugitive economic offender? To his email ID which he provided during PAN registration, or to his email ID which he provided during Aadhaar registration, or to any other electronic account which he accesses online, which is accessible by him. Are we clear with this? And three things can happen. Point number 8, 9, 10. Point number 8 or point number 9 or point number 10. Point number 8. He is appearing himself. Vijay Mallya appeared before special court in India himself. Point number 2, Vijay Mallya did not come himself, he sent some other person. He sent some counsel on behalf of him. And case number 3, he did not send anyone and he did not come. Neither did he come himself nor did he send anyone else. Are we clear with this? In the first case, if he appear himself, in that case, proper proceeding will be done. Second case, if he sent someone else, then court will give 1 more month time to Vijay Mallya to reply. Third case, if he did not appear nor did he send anyone else, in that case, court will proceed to hear the application. And with this, we are done with the whole process. I have just quickly revised the whole process of declaring any person as a fugitive economic offenders. Fugitive economic offenders. Fugitive economic offenders. Are we clear with this? Are we clear with this? Yes. Okay. Next point. Okay, next point. Declaration of FIO. Okay, what will happen after Vijay Mallya is declared FIO? After that, now we will start confiscating your property. After that, special court will start ordering confiscate this property, confiscate that property. And special court will start giving orders that this property will, special court will give a proper list of the property which has to be confiscated. So now here in the last page, now we were discussing the process of declaring, like how can a person be declared as a FIO. Now in the next topic we'll be studying, a person is declared FIO, now what. So if a person is already declared FIO, now what special court will do, now what will be done, now what orders will be done, now what action will be taken, that is given here after the declaration of any person as a FIO. We'll just quickly cover this. This is very easy. Come here. After hearing the application of director will be heard by special court, and after hearing the application, if special court is satisfied that this person is FIO, he will by order in writing declare that individual to be FIO by giving reason in writing, Okay, now after Vijay Mallya is declared FIO, okay, congratulations to Vijay Mallya, he is declared FIO. FIO means bhagoda, fugitive economic offenders. Now what will be done? Now special court will order his property to be confiscated, no matter whether it is his property, even if it is proceeds of crime or it is not proceeds of crime, or if it is proceeds of crime, that also will be confiscated, no matter whether it belongs to him or it belongs to anyone else. Are we clear with this? Now come here in the second point, on declaration. On declaration means after declaration of any person as a FIO, after declaration of Vijay Mallya as a FIO, special court may order that any of the following property shall stand confiscated. Acha, who will confiscate? Central government will confiscate. And you know, after confiscation of property, it belongs to central government. So after confiscation, whose property it is? It is central government's property, and central government will return that property back to public sector banks, because ultimately there is a loss of public sector banks now. So that is a point. Are we clear with this? So after a person is declared a FIO, and after that special court will order that following property should be confiscated to the central government. Which property? Two. Number one, which is proceeds of crime. Number two, whatever belongs to that person, whatever belongs to Vijay Mallya, no matter whether it is proceeds of crime or not. And number two, whatever is the proceeds of crime relating to Vijay Mallya crime, even if it does not belong to Vijay Mallya, it belongs to his wife or someone else. Are we clear with this? These two properties. Point number one. the proceeds of crime. Acha, in this both the point na, one thing is common: no matter whether it is in India or outside India, we will confiscate it. If that property is in if that property, let's say, is in Dubai, we will contact Dubai government, we will ask them to confiscate that property and send to India. Are you understanding? Please understand, even if that property is in India or outside India, we will confiscate it. We will not leave anything. We will try to confiscate everything, and still government is trying. So that is why now 15,000 crore we have recovered, though it is very less. But let's hope for the better recovery in future as well, so that this law becomes stronger and stronger. So my dear, please understand, the special court may order following property to be confiscated. Number one, proceeds of crime in India or abroad, no matter it is in India or abroad, whether such property is owned by FIO or not. See, Vijay Mallya did some crime. Vijay Mallya, अब एक अकेला बंदा तो crime करता नहीं है. It's not like one single person does crime. Many people are also involved with Vijay Mallya in crime, na. So let's say in that particular crime, in that particular crime, there is a lot of proceeds of crime, 5,000 crore. All the money is not owned by Vijay Mallya. That money is owned in the name of someone else, in the name of his employee, his colleague, his wife. So we cannot confiscate that. We can confiscate that even if it is not owned by Vijay Mallya, but it is a part of proceeds of crime. Are we clear with this? Please understand, it is a part of proceeds of crime. We will confiscate it even if it belongs to someone else, or someone else is the owner. Vijay Mallya is not the owner, someone else is the owner. Although that person will be given opportunity of being heard, but that can be confiscated. So the first point is proceeds of crime, whether it is in India or outside India, whether or not such property is owned by the fugitive economic offender. And second, we will confiscate any other property or benami property. Remember kya? Benami, you are holding a property in the name of someone else. Owner are you, but you are holding your property in the name of your watchman. Remember kya? Yes, any other property or benami property in India or abroad owned by FIO. In the second point, we are talking about those property which are owned by FIO. So even if it is a part of proceeds of crime or it is not a part of proceeds of crime, then also if it is owned by Vijay Mallya, no matter whether it is proceeds of crime or not, it is owned by Vijay Mallya, that can be confiscated, no matter it is in India or outside India. Are we clear with this? These 2 points are very important. It will come again and again in this chapter. Please read it carefully. Special court may order the following property to be confiscated. Number one, proceeds of crime, whether or not such property is owned by FIO or not. And secondly, we will confiscate any property, any benami property which is owned by FIO, right? No matter whether it is in India or abroad, no matter whether it is in India or abroad. Next point. The confiscation order shall identify the property in India or abroad that constitute proceeds of crime which are to be confiscated along with the value. So when special court will give order that all this property will be confiscated, so in that order, special court has to identify that property, properly identify. Oh, his building in this area, his bank balance in this particular bank. Are you understanding? Special court has to identify the property, this property, and write the name and the details of that property which is to be confiscated along with the value of that property. Okay. And next point, confiscation order shall separately list all the property by the PO, which is to be same. This 3 and 4 point are same. First is with respect to proceeds of crime wala property. Second is with respect to property owned by FIO. In this property, we are saying that in the confiscation order, a special court will clearly mention, identify the properties which are proceeds of crime which are to be confiscated. And in this point, fourth point, we are saying that special court will clearly identify the property which are belonging to, which are owned by FIO, fugitive economic offender, and which are liable to be confiscated. Next point, fifth point. Special court has made an order of confiscation. So here we are saying that if special court has already given an order to confiscate the property, in that particular case, such property is in contracting state. Acha, and such property is not in India, that property is outside India. In that case, special court will issue letter of request. Special court will issue letter of request to court or authority in the contracting state. to court or authority in the contracting state. My dear, please understand, what do you mean by contracting state? Contracting state means foreign country. You can write here foreign country. Okay, contracting state means foreign country. So here one point is given, that if special court has given an order to confiscate a property, and that property is not in India, that property is outside India, that property is some foreign country, in that case we will ask foreign government to confiscate that property for us. Okay, so if special court has given order to confiscate any property, that property is in contracting state, means foreign country, not in India. In that case, special court will issue a letter of request. We will request their government. We will issue letter of request to that court, their government, their court, foreign country court. We will request the court of that contracting state to carry out the confiscation. We will ask their court to carry out, foreign court to carry out the confiscation. Are we clear with this? Next point. Every letter of request shall be in such form and manner as may be prescribed. Not important. Cut it. After that, next point. Special court may exempt from confiscation any property which is proceeds of crime or in which any other person has an interest, and if such interest is bona fide without the knowledge that the property was a proceeds of crime. Very beautiful line it is given. Let's say Vijay Mallya has a proceeds of crime of 5,000 crore. Out of that, now let's say 1,000 crore he sold it to someone else. Let's say he bought a building. Another example I'm giving you. Another again listen. Vijay Mallya did crime, did money laundering or benami transactions and all. Vijay Mallya did crime, and from that money he bought a building. Okay, he bought a building. Now that building is the proceeds of crime. Okay, that building is the proceeds of crime. Now what if Vijay Mallya sold that building to me, to Ishika ma'am, and I gave the money of that building 100 crore, and I acquired that building. I acquired that. So I have proceeds of crime. My dear, please understand here, I am not, I acquired that building in good faith. I did not know that that was a proceeds of crime. Or let's say I took some money from Vijay Mallya without knowing that this money is a proceeds of crime. But I took that money legally. I was acting in good faith. I did not know. So in that particular case, if my interest is good and I have acquired that property in good faith, I did not know that that property was proceeds of crime. In that particular case, if confiscation will result in my, if confiscation, because of confiscation, my interest will be hampered. In that case, special court can give order to exempt the confiscation of such property. So central government special court can give order to exempt the confiscation of such property which belong to any other person other than FIO, not FIO, which belong to any other person who have acquired that proceeds of crime in good faith without having knowledge that such money or such property is a proceeds of crime. Are we clear with this? See, come here. The special court, read again. Special court may exempt any confiscation of any property which is proceeds of crime in which any other person has any interest in it, if such interest was acquired bona fide without knowledge that such property was a proceeds of crime. ठीक है, समझी गए अच्छे से? Clear? Okay. Next point. All the rights and title of the confiscated property shall vest with central government. I told you, all the property confiscated, like this 15,000 crore already confiscated by special court, this belongs to central government. Central government will keep with itself? Nahi, ultimately central government return this money to the public sector banks, because it is ultimately their money which was defaulted now. So that is why. But firstly, it belongs to central government. Matlab, who's the owner of this confiscated property? You can say now central government. So all the rights on the confiscated property are vested with central government. Okay, next. On the conclusion of the proceeding, special court find that individual is not a FIO, special court will release the property. Bakwas point it is given. If let's say case will go on, and after the case will complete, we will get to know, hi Allah, this person is not a FIO. हमने तो झूठा इंजाम लगा दिया. By mistake, we thought that this person is FIO, but actual में after the case is concluded, we got to know this person is not a FIO. Then then what we'll do, whatever property we have confiscated, we will release that his property and we'll say, sorry bhai, galti ho gayi, we thought you are fio, and we confiscated your property, but now that we know you are not a fio, we will return all your property. theek hai. Last point, where an order releasing the property has been made, the director or any other officer may withhold the release for 90 days if they are of the opinion that it is relevant for an appeal. My dear, please understand, um, please understand, um, in this law now, confiscation can be done at the first stage, even when the case is not concluded. Please understand that as soon as the director files an application to special court that this person is a fio, first what special court does, declare him fio, order confiscation of property, and then case starts against him. So abhi tak case complete nahi hua hai. We do confiscation of his property even before uh, concluding the case, or even before giving the final order of the case or deciding the case. Are you understanding? So we confiscated his property just because he is declared fio. After he is declared fio, we confiscate his property, and then the case starts against the crime that he has done. Are we clear with this? Now please understand, after the conclusion of the case, if special court is of the opinion that no, this person is not a fio, then what we'll do, we will return all his property. Director has to return all his property which is confiscated. But if director is not satisfied with the judgment of special court, director ed is not satisfied with the judgment of special court, how you can say that he is not a fio? According to us, he is a fio. In that case, director can prefer an appeal to the higher court or the high court. Director can prefer an appeal, and if he wants to appeal within 90 days, he can appeal within 90 days. So if he is wanting to appeal against this order, then in that case, no need to release the property within 90 days if you are preferring an appeal. So here one point is said that if special court orders that this person is not a fio, release all his property, then director has to immediately release all his property. But if director wants to file an appeal within 90 days, then what he can do, he can withhold the release for 90 days. Means for 90 days he can say that I will not release your property will still be confiscated with me, I will not release your property because I'm filing an appeal. An appeal deadline is also 90 days. That is why here the timeline is 90 days, that director can withhold the release for 90 days if he is preferring to appeal against the order of special court. So all this is about the confiscation of the fugitive economic offender. Are we clear with this? Confiscation. This is all about the confiscation. If I'll sum it up now, I'll just quickly sum it up this whole table. Okay. So first, director will file an application to special court, and if special court is satisfied that yeah, he is a fio, special court will declare him a fio, and then special court will give an order for the confiscation of the property which are proceeds of crime and the property which belongs to fio, no matter whether it is in India or outside India. And along with that order, he will also identify the properties, and if that property is outside India, is in some other country, in that particular case, our court will give a letter of request to the court of that foreign country so that they can carry out the confiscation. And special court can also exempt confiscation if it belongs to a person, who have acquired it in good faith and without having the knowledge that it is a proceeds of crime. And lastly, if on the conclusion we got to know that this person is not a fio, then special court can order the release of the property, but director can withhold the release for 90 days if you want to file an appeal against the order of the special court. So that's all about the confiscation of the property of the fio. Are we clear with this declaration of a fio? With this we are done with this table. Now this power to disallow, I will tell it last. Attachment, power of survey, search and seizure, search of person. बहुत ही एकदम बकवास point is given here. Very bakwas, मतलब very easy and bakwas. Come here to the attachment of property very quickly. Attachment means, like even before making an application to the special court, if director is of the opinion that we should attach his property, attach means we will not let him deal with this property, he cannot sell it, he cannot do anything on that property. If we attach that property, his rights will be restricted to sell off or to depart from that property. So Please understand there is an attachment provision. Understand the link that I'm trying to tell you now. In this law, we understood that there is a director. You can say director of Enforcement Directorate, you can say. So if the director is of the belief that this person is a FIO and he wants to confiscate his property, then director can make an application to special court, and then special court will do all the procedure and declare him to be FIO. But what if before making an application to special court, if director is of the belief that this FIO is going to separate from his property, he is going to sell off all his property or hide all his property, hide all the money, sell all his property and leave India, in that particular case, you know what, even in advance, director can attach all the property if he believes that person is a FIO and if he believes that property is a proceeds of crime. Are you understanding? This is a temporary attachment. Temporary attachment even before filing application, because confiscation can be done only by special court order. Because when director will file an application to special court, then if special court will declare that person as a PO, only after that special court will give an order for confiscation, and then only confiscation can be done. Okay, so confiscation is done at last after special court gives order. But what if temporarily we are of the opinion, director is of the opinion that he's going to sell his property, he's going to sell it to someone else, he's going to sell it to an innocent buyer. So in that case, director can temporarily attach the property, but he can attach only by taking prior approval of special court. So he can attach the property by taking the approval of the special court. That's all about attachment. If you have understood this, then it's done. Samajh lo, attachment is done. Attachment of property. See here, director or any other officer authorized by the director, not below the rank of deputy director, with the permission of special court, attach by order in writing any property. Director can attach any property by order in writing, but only with the permission of special court, only by taking the permission of the special court. Next, director or other officer may by order in writing, prior to filing of application, attach any property. Same thing is written again and again, that director can attach any property even before filing application to special court. But if for attaching, he need prior approval of special court. He can attach what? He can attach only if he has a reason to believe that any property is a proceeds of crime or property is a benami property owned by FIO. He can attach that property only if he has a reason to believe that, number one, that property is a proceeds of crime, or number two, that property belongs to fugitive economic offender, that is bhagoda, that property belongs to bhagoda, and which is being or likely to be dealt in a manner which may result in the property being unavailable for confiscation. Why we do attachment? Attachment is temporary. We do attachment so that they cannot do anything to that property, to make it non-confiscable. Oh, you know, what if they sell that property to innocent buyer? Then government will not be able to confiscate that property now. So if director is of the opinion that they are going to deal with that property, they are going to sell that property so that we cannot confiscate it, in that case now, starting mein hi, even before filing application to special court, starting mein hi we will attach their property. But for attaching their property, we need prior permission of special court. Are we clear with this? What is attaching? By when you attach any property na, their ownership rights are restricted. Their right to transfer, right to sell is restricted. They cannot sell it to someone else. They cannot create a mortgage pledge on that property. All the rights are restricted on that property. Okay. Next, director or any other officer who provisionally attach a property shall within 30 days file an application to the special court. Now, after they have attached a property, now they cannot wait for lifetime. There's a deadline given. You have already attached their property. 30 days is given to you. Now you want to make an application to special court, make it within 30 days. So you have attached the property already. Now within 30 days, director has to make application to special court for declaring him to be FIO. Are we clear with this? Next point. The attachment shall continue for maximum 180 days. Attachment cannot be done for more than 180 days. 180 days. Are we clear with this? Attachment can be done for maximum 180 days. That's all about attachment. Attachment is done prior to making application to special court. Are you understanding? Like, this is one step ahead. Confiscation is done after declaring him FIO, and after that confiscation order is passed by special court. But attachment is done pehle se, prior. First thing, if there is a reason to believe that that person might deal with the property so that we cannot confiscate it, in that case we will attach that property. Are we clear with this? That's all about the attachment. Next is power of survey. Power of survey means, here, do director have power to enter any place, to search any document? Yes, they have. Like search and seizure power, search and seizure, like all the powers is given to them. Very easy, you can write in your own language. I'll just quickly take it, not very difficult. Here one point is given, that the director or any other officer authorized by him, not below the rank of deputy director, obviously. So director or any other director authorized by him, if they have the material in the possession and they have the reason to believe that any person is a fugitive economic offender, they may enter any place. Here one point is given, that even if that person is not declared as a FIO, even if that person is a not, even if, let's say, Vijay Mallya is not declared as a bhagoda, not declared as a fugitive economic offender, then also the director have power. If they have a doubt on Vijay Mallya that he's a FIO, they can enter any place of Vijay Mallya. They can enter his home, his office, his company, anywhere. They can enter any place. They have this power. So this is the power of survey given to the director under this act. So to do the investigation and all, now the power is given to them that they can enter any place within the limits of the area assigned to him. But up to the limit of the area assigned to him, meaning every officer or every director have a geographical jurisdiction, terrestrial jurisdiction we call it. Like every officer is given a terrestrial jurisdiction, like police officer. Police officers are made for different district now, that your terrestrial jurisdiction is this district. So you can go on places where you have jurisdiction. Are we clear with this? Yes. So within the area assigned to him, or with respect to any, that's it, leave it. Next, if the director or any other officer, if enter any place, if director or any other officer is entering any place to do the investigation and all, in that case he may request the proprietor, employee, or any other person to present him, to afford him necessary facility to inspect the records. Here simply one point is given, that if director or any officer is entering the place of the FIO to do the investigation, in that case the employee, in that case the owner, proprietor, or employee of that place should help, should provide assistance to the director. If director will ask them any information, they have to provide it. If director will ask any record, they have to provide it. Are we clear with this? So they have to afford him necessary facility to inspect. They have to provide him records. They have to help him in the inspection of the record. They have to help him in the checking of the proceeds of crime. If the officer will ask, if the director will ask, is there any proceeds of crime here, they have to tell him. They have to help him in finding the proceeds of crime. They have to furnish information. Whatever information is asked by director, they have to give all the information. Are we clear with this? That's it, bakwas point. Next, director and any other officer has the power, they have the power, director or any other officer may place any mark of identification on the records. On the record means, let's say Vijay Mallya ka office is there na, lots of employees are working in the Vijay Mallya ka office. Okay, imagine a situation, Vijay Mallya ka office is there, all the employees of Vijay Mallya are working in his office. Now director, ED, came to Vijay Mallya office. He has that power. He has that power. He can come, he can enter the place. And if the director, ED, came to Vijay Mallya office, all the employee, all the owner, all the people working there, they have to support or help director in inspecting records, in searching for the proceeds of crime, and they have to give all the information asked by director. They cannot deny. If director is asking, do you know anything, tell. They have to tell. They cannot deny. Okay. Now let's say director asks them, Mr. Employee, you bring me this document, you bring me the balance sheet of the company of the last 8 years. So that person brought the balance sheet of the company. Now if director got to know certain important points in the document, like as an evidence, which act as an evidence, so director can put mark also. Director can put mark also on those documents for identification. as an evidence. Are we clear with this? So director have this power. We are studying the power of director of survey. ED, powers given to ED here, and ED has a lot of power given under this act. खुल्लम खुल्ला एकदम ऐसे टशन में जाएंगे, उनका कॉलर खींच के लेके आएंगे, मतलब एकदम टशन वाला पावर दिया गया ईडी को यहाँ पर कि ईडी सीना चौड़ा करके जाएगा एकदम. ओके, so director has given a power. They can enter any place, and they can put they can place the marks for identification on any record. They can write anything on any records of the company they want. They can make an inventory of the property checked and verified. They can make the details of all the property that is checked and verified. They can record the statement of any person. Record the statement matlab witness matlab what you are saying. Okay, record, oh, Mr. Employee A said something, Mr. Employee, what Mr. A said, what Mr. B said. We can record their statement. Record their statement means we can make the video also what that person is saying, or we can write it down and get their signature. This person gave this statement, this person gave this statement. All these powers are given to ED. That's it. You can write this in own language. Only take care of the yellow highlighted mark. Rest all sentence you can make on your own. That is the power of survey. Power to this I will tell at last. Come here. Power of survey done. Search and seizure. Again, very easy. Search and seizure is similar only. Search means to search any place. Search is relating to place. So ED has been given power here. The director has been given power here. They can search any place they want. If they have a doubt now, this person is a PO, this person is a Bhagoda, and if they have a doubt that this property belongs to this Bhagoda, this property is a proceeds of crime, they can search any place. They can seize any property belonging to them. They can seize any property belonging to them. So this is the provision of search and seizure, and power of search and seizure is given to ED here, that is director. So come here, director or any other officer. Okay, director or any other officer authorized by the director has a reason to believe. If the director or any other officer who is authorized by director has a reason to believe that any of these four things is done, in that case they can do this 5 things. Oh my god, please listen, I'm telling once again. If the director, ED or any officer authorized by director has the reason to believe that these 4 crimes are done, these 4 things are done. Number 1, any person may be declared as a FIO. They have a doubt, oh, Vijay Mallya can be declared as a FIO. They have a doubt that any person is in possession of proceeds of crime. Means if ED has a doubt, Mr. A is holding proceeds of crime, Mr. A is having proceeds of crime, any person is in possession of proceeds of crime, or any person is possession of records which may relate to proceeds of crime. Any person do not have proceeds of crime, but they have the record which is relating to proceeds of crime. Okay, and lastly, any person is in possession of property relating to proceeds of crime. Any person is having in possession property relating to proceeds of crime. So if director has doubt on any person, that either you are FIO or you have proceeds of crime, or you have records of proceeds of crime, or you have property relating to proceeds of crime. Four thing, come again, 4 thing. If the director or any other officer has a reason to believe that any person is a FIO, or any person has proceeds of crime, or any person has a records of proceeds of crime, or any person has a property relating to proceeds of crime, in that case director have power. They can enter any place, they can search any document, they can ask statement from any person, they can ask information from any person. All this power is given to director. In that case they can do 5 things. What they can do? They can enter and search. They can enter and search any building, any place, any vessel, vehicle, aircraft, nothing they will leave, nothing. They can search. And ED jab chhapa marti hai na, this is like chhapa marna, search and seizure, this is chhapa, raid you can say. Okay, raid. So ED jab chhapa marti hai na bhai sahab, dekhne layak hota hai. Meaning when ED will come now for search, your home will not be home, it will become disaster. खोदल के निकालते हैं, बेड का पूरा रुआ निकाल देते हैं, छत तोड़ देते हैं, सीलिंग तोड़ देते हैं, ब्रेक द सीलिंग, दे आसमान में वो, पाताल में वो ढूंढ के निकाल लेंगे, कहीं भी कुछ भी होगा, इतना गंदा सर्च करते हैं. इनकम टैक्स से भी गंदा रेड होता है ईडी का. ठीक है. सो दे कैन search any place. They have the power. They can enter any place. They can search any building, any place. They can break open. दया दरवाजा तोड़, दया दरवाजा, सीआईडी में देखे हो ना, सीआईडी, हैव यू वॉच्ड सीआईडी? सीआईडी, दया आता है, एसीपी प्रद्युमन, दया दरवाजा तोड़, और वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने के लिए दे ब्रेक द डोर, दे एंटर एनी प्लेस एंड सर्च. सो हियर द पावर, दैट पावर इज गिवन टू ईडी. दे कैन break open what? They can break open any lock of the door, any box, any locker, any safe, any almirah, any door, anything. They can place, they can place marks of identification on any record or property. Any record may they want to put any mark, pen say, any mark they want to put, they can put. They can make a note of inventory of the records. They can maintain a inventory, means the details of all the records that they are checking. They can examine any person on oath. Examine any person on oath means ask any person any information, and on oath means, oh, they can ask any person, say whatever I will say truth, I will not say anything false. Whatever I'll say, it will be truth. So they can examine any person. You come here, you give me these details, okay, and all this power is given to director. Are we clear with this? So if director has a belief that any person is a FIO, or any person has a proceeds of crime, or any document relating to proceeds of crime, na bhai sab, director can enter that place, break all the locks and all, can ask any information from person, check any document, place marks on that, all this power. These are the power of search and seizure of the director or any officer under FIO Act. Okay. Next, where the authority, upon information obtained during survey, is satisfied that any evidence shall be or is likely to be concealed or tampered with. Okay, see, if any authority, is having opinion that any evidence can be tampered or concealed. Let's say there is a Chashmuddin Gawah, there is a witness of this crime, and there is a doubt that that witness might be killed, that witness might be killed by the FIO. In that case, he may, for reason recorded in writing, enter and search any building or any place. So here power is given to other authority also. Here power is given to director or other officer. In the first para, the power is given to director or other officer authorized by director. In the second para, the power is given to authority. Power is given to authority. Please understand, ऊपर वाले में from here till here power is given to director, but second वाले में power is given to authority, that if any authority has a doubt that any evidence can be tampered with, any evidence can be concealed, then they can also search any place and seize any document. They can search any place and seize any document or evidence. So power of search and seizure is given to director also, and power of search and seizure is also given to other authority. Are we clear with this? Other authority under this act. That's it. That's all about search and seizure. Pretty easy. Next, about search of person. Similar only, very easy. Last point after this chapter will be done. Come here, last point after this. This is very phuddu. Nothing. Last point. Come to the search of person. This chapter is very phuddu. Till now, I guess everything is very phuddu, and the coming topic are also very phuddu. Hardly 2 pages are left. Search of a person. Okay, search of a person means checking a person's body, clothes he is wearing, whatever he is hiding in his clothes and all. Like airport mein, they check the person na. Whenever you go to any place like airport and all, they do your checking. They check your body with a machine. In their hand they have a device, and they check in your body that whether you are stealing anything or you are hiding anything in your body or inside your clothes. Are you understanding? So ED has power to search any person also, to search any document also, to seize any document also, to search any place also, and to ask information from any person also. From any person can be asked to appear, and they can be asked information, they can be searched, documents can be searched, anything can be done. So basically we are studying nothing but the powers of director here, that what director can do. Director can attach the property, director can do the survey, director can enter any area. Yes, director can search any place and seize any document. Director can search any person. Now, what is inside search of a person? Here, please come, if any authority has a reason to believe that any person has secreted about his person or anything about possession, ownership, control, or records of proceeds of crime which may be useful relating to proceeding, he may search that person and seize the record, and seize such record or property. My dear, here power is given to authority. If the authority under this act has a reason to believe that any person is hiding any proceeds of crime, any information relating to proceeds of crime, any document relating to proceeds of crime, or any person is in the possession, ownership, or control of proceeds of crime, but he's hiding that, in that case, authority can search that person as well, and search the place, search the record also, and authority can seize such record or property. Next, where an authority is about to search a person, he shall, if such person so require, take such person, if such person so require, take such person within 24 hours to the nearest gazetted officer superior in rank to him, or a magistrate. Meaning, here one point is given that whenever authority search any person, after searching within 24 hours, we have to take them to a, if it is required by the person who searched, then in that case the authority has to take that person to either gazetted officer or magistrate. Magistrate means a criminal court. Next, 24 hour does not include the time taken of the person, the time taken, journey undertaken to take such person to the nearest gazetted officer. So the, if we will leave, we will leave and we will start the journey to go to that gazetted officer, that time taken during that journey will not be included in the 24 hours. Next is, if the requisition under B is made, meaning if the person asked to be presented before the gazetted officer or the magistrate, then authority shall not detain the person for more than 24 hours. In that case, the authority cannot detain that person for more than 24 hours. He has to take him to the gazetted officer or magistrate within 24 hours prior to taking him before itna. That's it. That's it. Same thing. Gazetted officer or magistrate, if he sees no reasonable ground for search, discharge such person, but otherwise direct the search. Here, one point is given that the gazetted officer or the magistrate will analyze whether the search of this person is required or not. In that particular case, gazetted officer or magistrate will pass the order. Either they will pass the order that yeah, search is required, this person should be searched, or they can order that no, this person is not involved in this crime, no need to search this person, immediately release this person. And at last, the authority shall call upon two or more person to attend and witness if the search is carried out. During that search of that person, two or more person, minimum two person should be present there, attend and stand there as a witness to when that search of that person is going on. Authority shall prepare a list of the record and property, and if we find any record property in that person, then we will seize all that record or property, and we have to prepare a list of all the property seized. No female shall be searched by anyone except a female. If a female person is searched, she can be searched only by a female officer. A female cannot be searched by a male officer. And the authority shall record the statement of the, whatever statement that person will give, we have to record the statement of that person, of course, because searching also includes like properly searching a body parts of that person. So that can be done only by a female officer. If the person is a female, then that searching of that person can be done only by the female officer. I'll quickly again revise the search of a person thing, that if authority is of belief that any person is having in possession or ownership any property or proceeds of crime, but he's hiding it, then authority can search that person. Are we clear with this? But if that person says that no 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 no, you should not search me, I am not responsible for this search, matlab you cannot search me, I'm not involved in this crime, I'm not a FIO, you cannot search me and I don't have any proceeds of crime, you take me to criminal court and then let the court decide. So if the person says that no 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 no, I have not done any crime, I don't have any proceeds of crime, you are making false allegation on me, don't search me, and if he requires take me to court, in that case authority will not search him. They have to take that person to court or magistrate or gazetted officer within 24 hours. Within 24 hours they have to take that person, they cannot keep him for more than 24 hours. Now after the authority will take that person to the gazetted officer or magistrate, then they will decide whether this person is guilty or not, whether this person has to be searched or not. Either they will order the release of that person, or they will order nahi nahi nahi, this person is required to be searched, dal mein kuch kala hai, this person seems involved in the crime. And then if the search order is made, the search of that person will be done in the presence of two witnesses, and the search of a female person can be done only by the female officer, and whatever property seized from that person should be recorded, and whatever statement that persons give, that should also be recorded in a piece of paper. That's all about search of person. Jaldi se give me a message in the chat box, are you able to understand search of person, this search of person understood or not? Till now everything understood or not, or like is it creating confusion, easy or understanding or not? Just give me a hint in the chat box, like are you understanding, because I am assuming you are understanding, but you also tell me, like are you actually understanding or not, or you are facing a problem in understanding, or something difficult, or you are facing it, you are feeling that it is complicated or easy, complicated or easy, you're finding this chapter complicated or easy? I think this is super easy. Easy, right? Yes, easy only. Okay, search of person understood now. Search of person means search of a particular person, and if that person says that no 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 no, don't search me, don't search me, so what authority will do? Authority will take him to the court, that is magistrate and gazetted officer, within 24 hours, and then whatever that gazetted officer or magistrate will say, the search will be done in the presence of two witnesses. Female can be searched only by female, and we will record whatever statement is given by that searched person and whatever document or property seized from that person. That's all. That's all about the search of the person. Are we clear with this? So authority also has a power to search any person in this law. Understand, searching a person. So this power is also given to authority under this law. Are we clear with this? Yes, yes, yes. Almost done. Almost done. Burden of proof. Rule of evidence. You can give here a heading. Question. Who will have burden of proof? Give a question, write a question here. Who will have burden of proof? Yes, who will have burden of proof? किसके ऊपर burden of proof होगा? So three cases are given here. Number one, if an individual is the say, if we are claiming that any particular person, if we are claiming that any particular individual is a fugitive economic offender, or that any property is a proceeds of crime relating to that fugitive economic offender, in that particular case, who will have a burden of proof? In that case, the burden of proof of establishing that any person is a fugitive economic offender, or that particular property is a proceeds of crime, or that property belongs to fugitive economic offender, that burden of proof will be on the director or any person authorized by director. Means that burden of proof will be on the ED. Like if you are saying that Vijay Mallya is a fugitive economic offender, then you have to prove that Vijay Mallya is a fugitive economic offender. He will not prove that I am not fugitive economic offender, I am not fugitive economic. No, burden of proof will be on the director, because director is saying na this person is FIO. If director is saying ISHIKA Agrawal is the fugitive economic offender, then I have to prove that I am not fugitive economic. Director has to prove that I am fugitive economic offender. So the question is, rule of evidence means who will have to prove. So if director or any authorized officer is saying that Vijay Mallya is a bhagoda, then director has to prove that Vijay Mallya is a bhagoda. Are we clear with this? Or if director is saying that this property of Vijay Mallya is a proceeds of crime, then director has to prove that this property is a proceeds of crime. So this is the question, who will have a burden of proof? And if director cannot prove, then until then that person will not be considered as a bhagoda. He will be considered as bhagoda only if the director proves and special court declares him to be a bhagoda. Okay, so the burden of proof of establishing that individual is a fugitive economic offender or that the property is a proceeds of crime shall be on the director or any other person authorized by director. Are we clear with this? Next point, if any person, remember that I told you one thing, that any property is a proceeds of crime, even if it is owned by a third party, third person who is an independent person and who acquired that property in good faith and who did not know that property was a proceeds of crime, then in that case special court can exempt the confiscation of that property which belonged to a person who acquired it in good faith, so who has the burden of proof to prove that I acquired it in good faith? I promise I did not acquire this property by knowing that this is a proceeds of crime. I did not know that this property is a proceeds of crime. I acquired it in good faith. Who will have a burden of proof? That person who's claiming, that particular person who's claiming that I acquired it in good faith, I don't have any wrong intention, and I did not know that this is a proceeds of crime. That person has to prove that he acquired it in good faith. He will have a burden of proof. Who will have a burden of proof? That particular person who's claiming to be innocent. That person who's claiming to be innocent. Are we clear with this? Second case, where means if. Where means if any person claims that he has any interest in the property which was acquired bona fide. This is bona fide. Bona fide means in good faith. Bona fide means in good faith. Bona fide means in good faith, and without the knowledge of the fact that such property constitute proceeds of crime, then burden of proving such fact shall lie upon him. Means burden of proof will be on that particular person. That's all. Here one simple point is given, not very important. The standard of proof will be on the basis of probability. Preponderance of probabilities means mainly we will see the probability, and according to that we will see the standard of proof. Not very important, you can cut this point. But yeah, first and second point is important. Who will have a burden of proof? If the director is saying a particular person is a PO or the property belongs to proceeds of crime, then director has a burden of proof to prove that particular person is a PO or a property is a proceeds of crime. Secondly, if any person is saying that I have also interested in this property and I acquired it in good faith without having knowledge that this proceeds of crime, then burden of proof will be on that person only who's trying to be innocent, who's claiming to be innocent. Are we clear with this? That's all about rule of evidence and who will have a burden of proof. I hope that this point is clear to you. If in case this is not clear to you, you can let me know in the chat box that ma'am repeat once again. I did not understand this. Otherwise, I'll assume that okay, this is done and you have understood this point. Okay. Next, last point, appeal. Khuddu. Appeal can be filed to High Court. Appeal, if you're not satisfied with the judgment of special court, you can file an appeal to the High Court. That's it. My dear, appeal shall lie from the judgment or order or any interlocutory of order special court to High Court on both fact and law. Can you file an appeal? Yes, you can file an appeal against the order and judgment of the special court to High Court on both matter of fact also and on the matter of law also. Such appeal can be filed within 30 days. Appeal can be filed within 30 days from the date of the order. However, if High Court may entertain the appeal even after the expiry of 30 days, if it is satisfied that you have sufficient cause for not filing the same, and no appeal shall be entertained after the expiry of 90 days, meaning you can within 30 days plus 60 days extension you can get, but maximum within 90 days you have to file an appeal. After 90 days you cannot file any appeal. My dear, 60 days for sufficient cause. 60 days for sufficient cause. Listen once again. Very easy. Appeal. If you are not satisfied with the judgment of special court, you can file an appeal to high court within 30 days on both the matter of fact also, law also. However, if you are not able to file within 30 days, and if high court is satisfied there was a special cause, sufficient cause for which you was not able to file, then you can file within further 60 days. But maximum within 90 days you have to file an appeal. After 90 days you cannot file any appeal to high court. Are we clear with this? Yes, that's it. And we are done with this chapter. Bar of jurisdiction means if any offense is being dealt under fugitive economic offender, if any person comes under FEO, then any other law, no other civil court will have jurisdiction on that matter. No other civil court will have jurisdiction on that matter which is being dealt under this act. Meaning this act has an overriding effect over all other laws. This act is supreme. If there is a fight between Fugitive Economic Offender Act and any other law, then Fugitive Economic Offender Law will prevail. This act is supreme. This act is overriding other laws. So here one point is giving overriding effect. Here we are saying that the provisions of Fugitive Economic Offender Acts shall have effect notwithstanding anything inconsistent contained in any other law for the timing and force. This is above any other law. So no matter what is given in any other law, fugitive economic offender will have overriding effect over all the other law. And here bar of jurisdiction means if any matter is being dealt, if any person is being dealt under this law, no other court will have jurisdiction over this matter. No other court will start hearing this matter. So no civil court will have jurisdiction to entertain any suit or any proceeding on any matter which special court is empowered under this act. If any person is being dealt by special court under this act, then no proceeding can be heard against that person in any other civil court. No civil court will have jurisdiction to start case on a matter which is already being dealt under this act by the special court. So that is bar of jurisdiction. That's it. And we are done with this chapter. Bar of jurisdiction done. You can just have a read over this cases. We are done with this chapter. Chota sa pyara sa फ्यूजिटिव इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंडर्स, लवली चैप्टर. पर्सनली आई लाइक इट. कुछ है ही नहीं इस चैप्टर में पढ़ने के लिए. देयर इज नथिंग like search a person. All these are pretty common. First is a very important is the definition of fugitive economic offender. Like who is a fugitive economic offender? The person who does the scheduled offense, the offense given in the list, plus the amount is 100 crore or more, plus arrest warrant is issued against him, and plus he has left India or he is not coming back to India. Then only he will be considered as fugitive economic offender. Acha, those offenders who are still in India, they will not come under this law, na. In this law, only those people will come who are bhagoda. Bhagoda means who have left India. Who have left India. Are we clear with this? Yes. Okay. One point I guess I skipped, which was power to disallow civil claims. This is nothing but simply one point is given that if the case is filed against any person under this law, then that person cannot claim any money from any court under any other civil law. I'll just give you one example. Let's say Vijay Mallya is declared as a fugitive economic offender. Last point, just listen very carefully. Last point, and then we'll be done with this chapter. Power to disallow civil claims. Very small point. Let's take an example. Vijay Mallya is declared as a fugitive economic offender. Now, he himself is a fugitive economic offender. Ek to he ate 10,000 crore money of Indian Bank, SBI. Dusra, he left India. He settled in UK to defraud India. Uske baad, will you allow Vijay Mallya to file a civil claim against any other person? Now, let's say any person, मैं अपना example नहीं लेती, any person, Mr. A, did some fraud, did some 1 crore fraud or some fraud with Vijay Mallya, and he took some money of Vijay Mallya. Can Vijay Mallya file a case against him to recover that money? No, my dear. You yourself are a fugitive economic offender. Now you are not allowed to file any civil case. How you can take an action when you yourself are a defaulter? Are you understanding? So if you are declared as a PO, if you are declared a bhagoda, if you are declared a fugitive economic offender, after that, no civil court will entertain your any civil complaint. Any complaint. Are you understanding? No civil claim can be filed. You cannot claim any money now. Or uh, no court will entertain such case. Come here, come here, come here. Power to disallow civil claims, and court can disallow such claim. Now court will not allow that claim at all. Court will disallow. So here one point is given on the declaration of individual as a fugitive economic offender. After a particular person will be declared as a fugitive economic offender, any court or tribunal in India, any court or any tribunal in India, in the civil proceeding, in any civil case, may disallow such individual from putting forward or defending any civil claim. He will not be allowed to defend any claim, any money, nothing in any civil law under any court in India, in any court or any tribunal in India, if that person is declared as a FIO. So if any person is declared as a FIO, you are a bhagoda. Now you cannot claim any money in India. Now you cannot claim any money in any civil court in India. Even if you are declared as a FIO by special court, you cannot claim any money in any court in India, and court will disallow it. Court may disallow it. Court have that power. So if any person is declared as a fugitive economic offender, then any court or tribunal in India may disallow such person, such FIO bhagoda, to from putting forward any claim, any civil claim. And such court or tribunal in India, in any civil proceedings before it, they may disallow even a company or LLP from putting forward or defending any claim, if the individual is the promoter or KMP or shareholder of the company or having the controlling interest in LLP, has been declared as fugitive economic offender. Here one point is given, very nice point is given, कि let's say Vijay Mallya has done the fraud, 10,000 crore fraud. He went to UK and now he is declared as a fugitive economic offender. So special court declared Vijay Mallya as a fugitive economic offender. He is being declared as a fugitive economic offender. Let's say his company is United Breweries. Let's just take an example. His company United Breweries. So now United Breweries want to file a claim in a civil court. Can they file? No, they cannot file. Why? Because the controlling shareholder or the major controller of that company is Vijay Mallya. Are you understanding? So the court may also disallow any claim made by the company, LLP, or any body corporate whose karta dharta is that FIO, is bhagoda. Are you understanding? So United Breweries is a company which is owned by Vijay Mallya. So please understand that court may also disallow the claim by United Breweries because it is being controlled by Vijay Mallya, because Vijay Mallya is a KMP or the controlling shareholder or having the controlling interest in that body. Are we clear with this? So if that individual person, he himself also cannot make any claim in any civil court, and he cannot make a claim through any of his company or body corporate or LLP also. So if any company, body corporate, LLP is making any claim in any civil court or any tribunal of which the KMP or the director or the controlling shareholder is the bhagoda, Vijay Mallya, in that case court may disallow such claim. Are we clear with this? That's all. That's all. Who is KMP? KMP means the same as defined in Companies Act. So KMP mein who comes? MD, WTD manager, CEO, CFO, CS. You must have read this in securities law also. KMP will have the same definition as given in the Companies Act. Here company does not means only company. Here for the purpose of this law, separate definition of company is given. Here company means a body corporate, also includes a firm or any association of person, and LLP means LLP as per the LLP Act. That's all. That's all, and we are done with this chapter. For the purpose of this law, company also includes body corporate, company also includes partnership firm, company also includes association of person, only for the purpose of this law. Okay, with this we are done with this chapter. I'll just quickly revise few important points of this chapter from very starting so that you will be comfortable. First page mein you have to study nothing. First page mein you have to study nothing. Second page mein you have to study the definition of fugitive economic offender. He is an individual against whom arrest warrant is issued because of the scheduled offense if the amount is 100 crore or more, plus who have either left India or who is not coming back to India. Are we clear with this? What is the scheduled offense? Lots of offense are there, 4 or 5 you can see. You can just read all the offenses, right? RBI Act, negotiable, Indian Penal Code, all this. And then what is the procedure of declaring a person as a fugitive offender? The director will file an application to special court. Special court will forward the notice to that particular person who is alleged to be a fugitive economic offender, or any other person who has an interest in the property, and then we will ask them to appear before the court, before the special court. We will ask them to appear before the special court. We will send them the notice in their mail ID. Three things can happen when the special court is asking them to appear. Just imagine the situation. I'm just quickly revising again. Director can file an application to special court that, oh, according to me, Vijay Mallya is a bhagoda. And then special court will give a notice to Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya, are you bhagoda? Appear before special court. Three things can happen. If either Vijay Mallya will appear himself, or Vijay Mallya will send some other person, or Vijay Mallya will not send anyone and nor come himself. Okay. In first case, if he will come by himself, then proceeding will be done. If he will not come, will send anyone else, then 1 month time will be given to give a reply. If he did not send anyone or he did not come himself, then special court will declare him to be a bhagoda, will declare him fugitive economic offender and order confiscation. Okay. And after that, we will confiscate any property which is proceeds of crime or any property which is belonging to him, no matter it is in India or outside India. Yes, if it is outside India, then we will request the court of foreign country to confiscate. And if any non-guilty person is the owner of any property which he acquired in a bona fide good faith without having the knowledge that it is proceeds of crime, then special court can exempt the confiscation of that property. Yes. However, if after the proceeding we got to know that person is not a FIO or that property is not a proceeds of crime, then special court will order the director to release that confiscation property. And but director can withhold the release for 90 days if director want to prefer an appeal, because appeal also we studied na, at last appeal ka total period was 90 days, that appeal can be filed to high court within 90 days. That is why he can withhold the release of confiscation for 90 days. Power to disallow claims means now if you are declared fugitive economic offender, now you cannot make any civil claim in any civil court. That's it. That's it. A director has power to attach any property with the permission of special court. If he is of the reason, if he is of the belief that that person might do something or might disassociate with the property, might do something to the property so that it cannot be confiscated. Are we clear with this? Power of survey means director will have the power to enter any place, search any place. Bakwas, I don't think so question will come from this. Search and seizure, again bakwas, that if director is of the belief that any person is FIO or any property is a proceeds of crime, then director can enter any place, search any place, break any lock, yes, place any marks, yes, examine any person. They can do anything. Search of person, we just did search of person. Authority can do search of any person. Okay. But if they ask to be appeared before court, they say that no, I don't have any proceeds of crime, then within 24 hours we have to take them to magistrate. And after that, if magistrate will say do the search, then only search will be done in the presence of two witness. Female will be searched by female, and all the statement given by that person should be recorded. That's it. Who will have a burden of proof? The director who's saying that this person is a FIO, so director has to prove that. And if any person is saying that I am innocent, this is my property, I acquired it in good faith, I did not know that this is a proceeds of crime, then the burden of proof will be on that person who's claiming to be innocent. Lastly, appeal can be filed to high court within 30 days, and high court can give further 60 days if you have a sufficient reason for not filing. And but after 90 days appeal cannot be filed. And if any case is dealt under this law, then no other civil court will have jurisdiction over this case. And this act is supreme and above all other law. This act have overriding effect over all other law, Are we clear with this? And that's all. Like in hardly 5 minutes I revised all the important points. In hardly 10 minutes I revised almost all the important points of this chapter, almost all important points. That's it. You can also, if you after class now, once you read this chapter properly, first reading me you will take thoda sa time, but for multiple revisions now in hardly 5-10 minutes you will be able to do the complete revision of the chapter in hardly 5-10 minutes. This is very 6 pager, hardly 6 pager chapter, small, sweet, plus interesting also, because I find it like economic frauds and all now, these are very interesting, financial frauds and all, Vijay Mallya, Neeram. So this is an interesting chapter also. Ho gayi class. This is an important chapter also, and easy chapter, very easy, very interesting. I like this chapter. I like this chapter very much, even more than intellectual property laws. So very small chapter. In this chapter is important. In case your friends have missed this chapter or they are thinking of skipping this chapter, please guide them. don't skip. It is a small easy chapter. If they will watch even backup in 2x, they will be able to watch, I guess this is hardly 2 hours recording. So in recording in 2x, they'll be able to complete it in 1 hour. 1 hour. So do ask your friends who have missed the lecture to not miss this chapter. This is important. Plus easy chapter, they can watch the recording. Okay, because this much clarity you will not get by self reading. That is why classes are important. Okay. So I hope thank you for sticking till the end. I hope this topic is beneficial for you. Thank you so much for sticking till the end. Yes, Rishika, ma'am, trademarks topic are completed. Infringement. Actually today and I have to go somewhere, so I'll not be able to cover the one small topic of patent and one small topic of trademark now. So by tomorrow I'll be providing a video of that. By tomorrow I'll be providing a small video of the patent and trademark, in which I'll be covering the remaining topic. Only one topic, trademark ka to hardly you can, you can, it's very easy, you can read it, but for clear understanding I will make a small, hardly 10-15 minute video will be there on the infringement of trademark. It's very easy. It's very, very, very easy. So you know what you can do? You can do that now while revising the trademark chapter. So abhi, if you will read that now, you might get confused. So what you can do, I will provide you the small video of trademark, and when you will revise the trademark chapter now, along with that you see that small video that will be done. Give you the small video of that trademark and small video of the patent. So 3 videos are left to be given: patent, trademark and FTP, foreign trade policy. In case you have any doubt or you need to ask any question regarding the ECIPL, you can text me directly in Telegram @CS ISHIKA AGRAWAL. You can text me directly on the Telegram if you need to ask anything or any question about the ECIPL or EBCL for your upcoming exam. Right, if I'll tell now also na, patent and trademark, you might get confused, because patent and trademark is completely different topic, and this economic offender which we did today, this is a completely different topic, like north and south. So you might get confused. So what you do, I'll give you a video. You watch that video only after revising the whole chapter that we studied. So after revising whole chapter of trademark, then you do that small video, and after revising the whole chapter of patent, then you do that small video. Okay, are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So that you can understand that remaining part. If you will directly study the middle of the chapter now, you might get confused. So what you do, you revise patent and then watch the patent wala video, you revise trademark and then revise the watch the trademark wala video, so that it will go in a flow and you will be able to understand. This fugitive economic offender is a completely different topic. So abhi agar if I'll take the patent trademark in between na, it might become a halwa in your brain. Okay, it might become a halwa and puri in your brain. So that is why we'll provide a small video for that. So we'll provide a trademark and patent by tomorrow, but FTP video will take some time. FTP video might take a week or so. It will take some time. I'm really sorry for that. Till then, what you can do, only one chapter is there, FTP, and one question comes from that chapter. Till I'm providing that particular FTP video, you can utilize the time, you can complete other subjects, you can complete taxation, securities law, and complete other chapters of EBCL. But I will provide before Diwali. Before Diwali anyway, I'll be providing FTP as well. Give me some time. FTP is a very long chapter. I'm preparing notes for that, so it will take thodu sa time. We'll be providing FTP. Give me some time, and by tomorrow I'll be giving you trademark and patent ka small sa video, so that you can cover that. Okay, that's it. In case of any doubt or any question, any doubt, you can freely text me over Telegram. That's it for today. Thank you so much for attending all the lectures, being so consistent. Notes, yes, Rishika, I will provide FTP video also, notes also. Just give me some time. Till then, keep on doing the other subjects and the other chapters. Give me some time. I'll definitely, before Diwali, I'll be providing you the FTP video and the notes. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Amulya, Chandana, Rishika, yes, for sticking till the end. And that's all. So this was our last live lecture for your subject of ECIPL. Study well. Lots of love to you all, and lots of good wishes to you all. I really want to see you all clear your December 2023 examination all of you. In case you have any doubt, you can contact me anytime, anywhere. Okay, keep studying hard. You will definitely crack your exam. Keep a positive mindset, keep a good mindset, yes, and keep on studying, keep on studying, keep on studying, keep on going. Okay, see you all after your exams, in your result ceremony. Keep studying hard. Take care. See you. Bye bye. Do let me know in case you need any help. Okay, see you. Take care. Bye bye. Yes, bye bye bye, Amulya, Chandana, Rishika. Yes, bye bye. Okay, bye.